Hello everybody and welcome to FatManBlogging. I am the Fat Man. My name is Rob. I wanted to change up the style of my blog, and one of the things I wanted to do because of that is to make more video logs. And I thought, you know what? One of the big things that stops people from eating healthy is time. And so I wanted to show you a simple meal that I create. It makes a ton of servings that you can freeze and you can have for later. It's very simple to make. It's very easy. I'm pretty sure I'm an amateur. I'm not a chef. And if I can make this, I think so can you. And we're going to be using chicken thighs and some cream of mushroom soup. And we're just going to be showing you the sort of thing you can do, which is because it's home cooked, it's going to be healthier. It's going to create a nice full meal. And you'll be able to cook this and have 3 or 4 meals ready for you if you have a larger family. You will be able to get a lot out of it. So just right off the start, the reason I'm using the headset, I used to have a good microphone that I used to plug into my camera. If you're doing any video sort of thing with your camera, I can't find it anywhere. I'm not going to try to find it anymore. I'm just going to go with this. It's got a mic right there. Hopefully the audio will be better. So I'm going to be recording the audio from the Samsung. I'll be splicing in secondary video feed, which will hopefully show you some of the preparation and cook time stuff throughout this little demo. But first and foremost, I want to show you the ingredients. This is the most simple thing. I'm going to show you an Irish stew in a couple weeks. I'll probably do a vlog on that, which has got a little more prep to it. This is not, there's no, the prep time is absolutely ridiculous. It's that easy. So I'm going to show you the ingredients now, and then we're going to cook ourselves some wonderful chicken. All right. I have everything here that you see. It's all I'm going to need. Now, first I want to show you this. I want to show you what you're going to do. Excuse the shadows, I'm not a professional. Kirkland Signature product. I'm not going to show you. It's Kirkland Signature. Costco, this is Canada, $20. This is about 24 thighs in it. 2 thighs is a good portion size for me. If you're even smaller, maybe even 1. You're going to get a lot out of this for a great price. If you do not like chicken thighs, if you just hate the taste of chicken thighs, not a problem. Not a problem. You can switch this out with chicken breast, but you have to go bone in. The seasoning salt I like to use high seasoning salt. I use that to prep and season any of my food. You can also use just salt and pepper. Next, I have the Campbell's mushroom soup. Garlic. I'm going to use 2 or 3 cloves, probably 3 cloves. That's just going to add some good flavor. It's going to give a good base. And I'm going to be using organic coconut oil, virgin cold pressed oil. You can use whatever oil you feel. As you can see, I also have a food saver. I just wanted to put that in there and a Dutch oven. This is La Creuset. The best way to do Costco, obviously I'm not going to be cooking all 24 today. I'm going to do 8. I'm going to prep with 16 and save them for later. I can freeze them, I can bring them out and thaw them out, and when I make my next batch, way to go. I have not tasted any difference between the frozen ones and the fresh ones, so whatever. You're also going to need an oven and a stovetop. You will be frying for 5 minutes aside, and then we're going to be putting it in the oven for about 45 minutes, just so you know. I'll of course go over that when we actually do the prep. And I'm going to fry it directly, so I'm going to put the Dutch oven directly on the stovetop. If you have a different thing, like a deep fry pan, also works. I think I have, like this right here will work really well. That's a nice deep fry pan. You can do the same thing. You cook in here, and that's oven safe. Make sure that your cookware is oven safe. There's the prep stuff. That's all the ingredients I'm going to be using. So right now I'm going to go and I'm going to package this up, throw a couple of the servings into bags, and then we'll get on with the cooking. All right, we're ready to cook here. I'm going to try a few different things. First of all, sorry about the lighting again. I suck at this. I got to get light here, but I don't have anywhere to put my phone, so I got to kind of rest it up in the cupboard here so that I have my hands free, so I can hurt myself. I'm actually just going to cook. I got a second camera off to the side that hopefully will be capturing what I'm doing, although it doesn't really matter. I'm going to grab the phone up a little bit and try to do it one-handed a bit if I can. But mostly it's a pretty simple recipe, and hopefully for the next one where I do a lot more chopping and stuff, I'm going to have a little bit better setup. Before you start, some things to keep in mind. Number one, let your meat rest on the counter. Put paper towel over if you're worried, or you can get those little nets so that flies don't get on or anything. You're going to want your meat at room temperature. Number two, have everything ready around you. I have my oil here. I have my seasoning salt. My Campbell soup is open and ready to go. I have my garlic clove here ready to go. And my water so that I can take a sip and stay hydrated. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab my oil. I'm going to grab a tablespoon. Okay, tablespoon of oil. And I'm going to just knock it over here. And I'm going to turn that on to, we're going to say about medium heat. We're just going to do that because we're going to fry out the either side really quickly, 5 minutes aside if that, just to get a nice little crisp start to it before we throw it in the oven. So while that's heating up, we're going to do the prep here. Next step we're going to do is we're going to take our Lowry seasoning salt and we're just going to leave a light sprinkle on our chicken, which hopefully on the other camera is catching that. So there's your seasoning done. Now, I'm going to use 3 cloves here. So when you look at it, these are nearing their end of their life cycle here. So I'm going to use 3. Now these are as you can see, it's all coming off right here. If, say that was a little newer and it was having a problem, just lay the flat of your blade. So I'm going to take this, see if I can show you what I'm doing here. So lay the flat of the blade on it. Okay, I'm going to see, can I get that to stay? No. Hopefully you can see this from the other angle. So I'm going to lay the flat of the blade like that. And then I'm going to give it a little tap. Like that. Now that usually opens it up, and if you open the 2 sides, your garlic's going to come right out. Cut the other side, and the garlic will come right out. In this case, this is pretty easy stuff because it's this garlic is, I've had it for a little while. It's still beautifully garlicky though. You know what? We're going to use 2 cloves, so I'm going to cut a nice thin. Okay, so then that's my garlic. That's all I need. I just want something to add a little flavor to it, give it a little something. Now, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to set our oven. I have a convection oven. I'm going to convection bake 350. I'm going to start at that. 350 is the perfect temperature for this. We just want it to cook through. We're not trying to overdo it with anything. We just want to make sure it's nice and tasty. So now that we have our garlic ready, we have our chicken seasoned, we have everything else ready to go. There's my Dutch oven. They're a couple $100, but let me tell you, well worth. I do my stew in this. I'll do this in here. It's oven safe. It's obviously stovetop safe. It's a great little thing. So I've got it melted there. If you ever wanted to test to see if it's okay, you can put a little bit of chicken in there if the chicken starts to go. But in this case, because we're putting the garlic first, it's a pretty easy test. We're going to put the garlic in there and let the garlic roast a bit before we put in the chicken. You can watch Chicago and Boston play. So you can tell it's live. So these things, now that they're roasted up, I want to spread them nice and evenly amongst. Now we're going to take the chicken. We're going to put the chicken skin side down first. Now what I found out is there were not 24 but 28 thighs, so we're going to be doing 9, which is still fine. They're going to be cozy in here, but still going to be more than enough room. See? So I love this Dutch oven. And we're going to put the 9th one right there. And I'm going to put a timer on there as to whether that's cooking right. So, hopefully you can see that nicely from the other view. I'm just going to give my hands a quick wash here. After touching, anytime you touch raw chicken, you always want to make sure you're washing your hands. Just hygiene. wash your hands before you cook and anytime you touch raw meats, especially chicken. It doesn't matter. It's 2-1 Boston over Chicago, by the way. Okay, so now you get to look at this. You actually won't see anything here, but okay. Now we're gonna lightly season the other side here. Nothing too much, just a nice little bit of seasoning. Like I said, that's gonna go for about 5 minutes. Now the flavor is going to mix with the chicken, which is gonna mix with the Lowry's, and the garlic, and that's gonna create a really good base flavor. And then when we add the mushroom soup, that's just gonna send it skyrocketing. I'm just gonna grab tongs, make sure that lift that up a bit. Make them look good. Gotta remember, these things are gonna shrink a bit too as they cook. So you may be thinking, boy, that's tight. Are they all gonna get cooked? Part of the thing is once we put in this in the oven, obviously this whole thing's gonna heat up, and with the convection, it's gonna get an even heat all the way through. Secondly, they shrink a bit, so they're gonna get plenty of cook time. Do one of those things. Get that juice just over in the corner. That even looks good on the thing. Some steam going on. If you're worried about that, I have a fan thing. I don't know how loud that's going to be though. Yeah. Hopefully you don't pick up too much of that sound. So we're at 1 minute left, about 4 minutes. That looks pretty good. We're going to start turning them over. Again, it's just to get that initial kind of crisp outer bit. It's not going to be crisp by the time we're done. See, that one kind of stuck. Obviously, when you fry fat, it doesn't always. Campbell's mushroom soup. A lot of people are worried about calories, more so than I am. I have to worry about calories because I have to lose weight. That's the purpose of this blog. But I'm a big human being. I weigh 360 pounds right now. There is no way that can of soup is going to be the difference between me gaining weight and losing weight. For those of you who are on your way and are doing better and are where it is going to cause an issue, there is low fat, there is low sodium Campbell's soup as well. I would recommend, if I bought this at Costco's an 8-pack, I didn't even look at how much sodium was in it. That's a little high for me. I'd probably go to the low sodium. I'm not so worried about the fat, but low sodium, definitely an option. The taste does not change a lot. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my spatula and I'm gonna just pour a little bit out, and I'm just gonna make sure I get that over each and every mushroom. Yeah, that's ready. I'm gonna hit that timer. We're just gonna make sure that gets evenly spaced among all my chickens. All my chickens. Also, incidentally, a play I did in grade 8 drama class. All my chickens. I was the sheriff. They wanted me to be the lead, and I said, no, I don't want to be the lead. I want to be the sheriff. He's got the funnest part. And my drama teachers, you know, don't be afraid to take the lead. Darren doesn't always have to have the lead, because Darren was an outspoken person in our class. And I was like, dude, he can be the lead all he wants. I go, he doesn't have the funny, the sheriff has the funny lines. And that's what I was. I always wanted to be the funny guy in the play. I didn't need to be the lead. I needed to be the funny guy. Anyway, so there you go. I've put the chicken all out. I've cleaned all that out there. I'm going to turn heat off. Now here's the hardest part, whole thing. I'm going to put the lid on there. No, I like this because that doesn't get too hot, but do wear gloves when you take it out of the oven. So I'm going to put this sucker in the oven now. It's at 350. We're going to throw it up on there, top bracket, about center position. Close the oven, and I'm going to go for 40 minutes. So I will see you guys in 40 minutes, and we'll see how she turned out. Bear with me as I set you down. I grab, do I have my mitts? Those mitts are deadly anyway. They make mitts for a normal sized hand, which I do not have. I have large hands. Whew, that's a whole bunch of hot. Hot, 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 hot. Hotty, hot, hot, hot. Hotty, hot, 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 The biggest mistake anyone can ever do is think because they took it out of the oven, the handle is going to be hot. Obviously with this, you know. Sometimes with fry pans you tend to forget because the fry pan handle is not supposed to be hot when you're frying with it. There we go. All right. So that is the finished product.
I want to thank you all for joining me today while I went through my recipe for a wonderful chicken and mushroom sauce. FatManBlogging.com, where you can find a journey to healthy, tips and tricks, recipes, vlogs, blogs, and more. You can hear about my journey to healthy. Most importantly, if you like what you saw, please hit the thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more. I'm going to be hopefully doing weekly videos. Visit the blog site to read more about my personal journey. I am 360 pounds now. My goal is to be 260 1 year from now. Most importantly, please leave your comments below. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you want to hear. Tell me I'm a fat fucker. I don't care. Just let me know. Anyway, thank you once again for joining me. And I hope you really like the inspirational music. It felt really quiet, so I needed to add some sort of music. Most importantly, in the immortal words of Red Green, keep your stick on the ice. Have a good night, everybody.